Good morning or good evening. It is Tuesday, January 4th, 2022. This is a very simple, basic tool to help you and to assist you, help you, remind you, however you want to word it, on how to do your own protection stuff. So you don't have to pay anybody for it. Remember, you are always protected, but there are also other people and energies who are not so intelligent that utilize their energy in a harmful way. Okay? So if you're looking for protection, ask yourself, what are you so afraid of that you think you need protection from? Second, okay, well, there's not a list. This is not scripted. I'm just going with the flow here for you. I'm just going to tell you the basics, okay? If you have questions, ask in the comments. We will elaborate all of it, or we can have a Q&A where you can just ask me on a live video stream. Every single crystal can be intended to protect you. You're the power, not the crystal. Every single satchel or herb pouch or oil concoction you make can have the intent to help you, protect you, guide you, increase your psychic abilities, or to whatever in any of your chakras. It can be quartz, it can be olive oil, it can be corn oil, it can be friggin' butter. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay? Do not listen to people who tell you it has to be this crystal, it has to be this oil, it has to be this thing. No. The only things really that it has to be in regards to spiritual work is you do not cut cords, you do not break contracts until it's ready, and you do not cut or sever anything. You release it. You create a new contract that releases the old contract. You create a new scenario. You write a new script. You create a new life. You move to a new dimension. You move to a new timeline. You detach and you move to a different place. You let go. So let's say you want to make an herb satchel to put under your pillow for psychic protection at night. You don't need to do anything, first of all. You just simply don't. Intend it, and that's all you need to do. You are a sovereign divine being. You don't need to do anything. You just need to claim it and act as if. I mean, really, even the people telling you the universe loves action. No, it fucking doesn't. The universe is action in action in action within itself. It's always in action. It doesn't love action. It doesn't even recognize it as anything other than itself, doing itself. You can sit there and float through space for eternity. The universe will not punish you or bless you. It will just know that you're there and it will guide you where you want to go. It's called non-attachment for a reason. It's why every wise one every awakened person ever tells you, be non-attached. One thing to note is herbs are all living beings. So when certain spell work or intention work calls for herbs, you might want to use that specific herb. You don't want to use poison ivy for a skin cream. You don't want to use cactus for, I don't know, under eye cream or something, unless it's like the cactus juice. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be intelligent. You want to have common sense and discernment. Burning a bay leaf, for example. If you write something on a bay leaf and you burn it in the house, it cleans and brings that intention and that wish, right? But at the same time, you don't even need the fucking bay leaf. You can write it on a piece of paper. Write the word clean on a piece of paper and burn it. It'll clean your house. You don't need sage. You don't need Palo Santo. You don't need to sit there meditating for hours. Simply command it. You're going to sleep and you're having sleep paralysis or you're having like bad dreams. Well, maybe you do the inner work and figure out why you're having negative energy inside you. Instead of chanting, burning, sticks, ringing bells, running around your house, going la 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 la, thinking you're doing anything other than making a fool of yourself. You can, clean your house energetically instantly by looking at each corner and seeing it clean. Or you can sit there and have a priest or somebody come into your house and do an exorcism. It's up to you, easy road or the hard road. You can sit there watching, thousands of fucking card readings and completely ignore the fact that you're the problem, and then pay for somebody to give you a card reading to tell you that your ex is or isn't coming back when you don't really want them, you just don't want to be alone. Or you can just admit it to yourself. You can make home cleansing sprays. You can put alcohol and water and a crystal and whatever herb you want in there and, use it for that intention. You want to have a bitch be gone spray? Put some fucking red pepper in there or black pepper. Nobody likes to be around pepper, so obviously the vibration of pepper is going to emit people away from it. You want to bring in love and abundance? Well, maybe you should, get some roses and flowers in your house and plants, things that are actually abundant. Grow some fruit and trees instead of sitting there chanting and burning paper. Maybe you should be grateful more instead of thinking you're being attacked by entities, and just feel the energy of gratitude as you sleep, and that creates a shield around you. If your kids are being bothered by energies or entities, maybe it's time to teach them how to meditate and be at a high vibration. If you're surrounded by people who are narcissists, maybe you're also a narcissist. If you're dealing with people who are charging you a lot of money, maybe you have a fear of not having enough money. If you see prices that are too high and you don't really know why they're too high, maybe it's because you have a false belief about money. You don't need to pay anybody to help you with this, just acknowledge it. Herbs have a vibration. Everything has a vibration. If you're trying to do energetic work, you need to be intelligent and utilize the actual science of things, and then the actual logic of things, and then your actual common sense. You want to make like a sage bundle to do things? You don't have to go harvest a sage plant. Write it on a piece of paper. I intend that this room be cleansed of all negative, stagnant energy and have it all be transmuted into, healing, prosperous, loving gratitude energy. You write, I intend to transmute grief into joy. Write it on a piece of paper, burn it. Let the smoke waft around the house. Doesn't have to be a big piece of paper. It can be a little scrap of a little piece of paper. If you're powerful enough in your intent, if you know yourself enough, you can sit there smoking whatever you want, and you can transmute that smoke. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're actually a really in tune person within yourself. People that are doing demonic work and entity work and channeling, beings, you don't know what they're doing. Don't really listen to those people. If someone's channeling, it's usually used as a word to describe something occurring, which is the removal of the egoic filter of the mind. But what most people haven't been trained on, because they're just doing it to make money, is that they don't realize when it's their ego and when it's an entity and when it's actual source energy. You need discernment. If someone's trying to sell you, homemade toothpaste and homemade skincare, well, how did they make it? Why do you have to pay them? It's just coconut butter or shea butter, or coconut oil and shea butter, or it's just olive oil, and then it's an essential oil, which is from a plant. And then it's usually some seasonings or spices, right? Some sea salt, some sugar scrubs, maybe some like sage extract or rose petal extracts or rose water. These are all things my great-grandmother taught me, my grandmother taught me, my grandfather taught me. Your grandparents and your parents should have taught you, but they didn't, right? For some of you. So you don't need to pay for it. It's something that's taught freely to every living being, how to take care of your world naturally. If you're paying for that, you're kind of a fool, and you know it. I hope this helps you. I intend that you reawaken the genetic code of discernment within you. I intend that you reawaken the genetic code of discernment within you. I intend that you reawaken the genetic code of discernment within you at a higher level than you have already had it. Discernment, discernment, discernment. You cannot continuously sustain the vultures, thieves, and charlatans the AI and the archons in human clothing, and then complain that your world is going to shit. This is why it's going to shit, because you guys keep giving these people your money. Your money is a metaphor of your energy and your attention. When you're giving that to people who are not connected to source energy, you are creating darkness in the world because you are feeding the dark. I'm here to tell you and to show you whatever you're spending, you could be utilizing it elsewhere for yourself, for your community, for your betterment of your life, to create heaven on earth for you, so that there are more pinpoints of heaven on earth than ever before, instead of pinpricks upon the surface of the earth, causing little tiny black holes to where the light goes into and never comes out of, because it goes right into their pockets. They buy houses, they buy bigger tits, they buy bigger fucking fake teeth, they buy hair extensions, they buy different makeup, then they gloat in front of you all the things they bought while you cheer for them, while you sit in your hovels. And then you come to me. Help, Celeste, what do we do? Okay, step one, babies. Sit your asses down, breathe, clean all those fucking snakes off of you. Step two, what did you pay them for? Step three, who told you that? Who the fuck told you that you needed to pay anybody to do what God can do for you? 4, are you going to do it again? Because if you are, get away from me. Because I'm not enabling you anymore. May you be aware of all the energy you've ever spent on snakes, charlatans, vultures, and thieves. May you have the discernment to recognize when someone is a thief. May you have the discernment to recognize someone's true, authentic self in comparison to the projections you have of them. May you have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the heart to know the truth of God within you, so that you are never taken advantage of again in any lifetime, unless you want to. I love you. I love you more than words can describe, more than any language can put into beautiful poetry. I love you. Please stop wasting your money. Please